I've got two clubs in my hand for a very specific reason. We're going to get better at golf through educating our hands and arms in three very specific ways, and we're going to use two clubs to double the learning effect such that you get better at these three aspects of your golf swing faster. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and let's go. Why did I hit a shot with one club backed up against the other, one grip sitting over the top of the other grip? Is I wanted to increase the amount of force that I needed to feel in a certain way by doubling the weight. And in doubling the weight of the tool that I'm using, I ask a more challenging question of my hands, arms, brain, and body to do more work, specific work, which we'll get into. But the first principle of if we can ask a stronger question of our brain and body in what we're doing, then we create a faster effect such that when we drop that second club and we just swing with that single club again, our club just wants to find that movement that we've just been developing, almost like the club has found its groove and it becomes very fluid and easy. So let's get right into it. The first aspect, what becomes super effective for any player that struggles to set their wrists or struggles with rolling the club inside, is double the club up, create a movement that's as you're starting your swing, pointing the butt end of the grip down your left thigh, down your lead thigh. What it's going to do, again, as we're doubling the weight, we're creating more effect in creating a wrist set, that wrist set that's on plane such that when we rotate, the club is set on a nice planar angle. So let me demonstrate that now down target line. Remember I said I'm going to point the butt of the club down my left leg. The down piece is the wrist hinge. The direction of travel keeps that club head out in front of the hand path. So I kill two errors. I kill the roll and I kill the absence of wrist set. Now, I've rehearsed it 2 or 3 times with those double clubs. If I just take single club in my hand now and make a backswing, that club just wants to pop up right in front of my hand path, and it wants to pop up just as I'd rehearsed. So I would say that the best learning is rehearsal followed by actual followed by single ball, just like so. And again, it's such a quick effect that was had right then. It didn't take me 10, 15 shots rehearsing the same thing. All it took me was a couple of rehearsals, one live fire rep with those two clubs, and I kill the early suck it inside and the lack of wrist set motion that gets your swing started correctly. Okay, let's create an effect at a different area of the swing. Mission critical is how we get from a good start to a good top of swing where we don't lose our pitch shape and get overly long or laid off. So there are two pieces to this mid-back swing up to the top of the swing that are aided by increasing the weight, doubling the effect, the weight to double the effect. The first is, if we started off correctly and we over-roll, now I've got double the weight that's hanging over my hand path. So if I want to get the weight over the point of support, which is my hands, right, I've essentially created a stronger sensation that now I can transfer into the swing. In addition to that, if I go this direction, once we get to the end range of motion, there's got to be an action through our hands and forearms that slows the handle down, slows the club head down to turn it back around, right? Otherwise, what we do is we end up collapsing through our wrists, potentially collapsing through our arms because we're letting the weight of the club win. Well, in this case, we've doubled the weight of the club. So what we're expecting here is rehearse, get the club head weight directly over the hand path to stand the vertical pitch of the swing plane up, then prevent the weight from carrying super long, hit one just like so. So it was a couple of rehearsals. Hit one just like so. Then drop that second club away. And I think what you'll find, again, is it's the well-worn groove is much stronger in terms of sensation because of what you just rehearsed. And you're well on your way to taking a good start to the golf swing continuing it up, good middle of backswing, a stable transition, and you're well on your way to hitting better shots as a result of that. But let's get to that transition piece that is going to use the same principle to kill the throw that's so prevalent in the amateur game. As I was mentioning, so prevalent in the amateur game is this throw, this cast maneuver where the club head starts swinging earlier than the hands, and you get to the bottom of the swing, and if you don't touch the ground before making fat contact, most definitely what you'll do is you'll create a higher launch than necessary, so you get weak iron shots, go higher and shorter than they otherwise should, because what you're not doing is you're not carrying the weight behind, trailing the hand path long enough that when we double that weight's trying to swing and get back to the ground. Because if all I do is I hold both these clubs and let them fall, they want to get back to the ground. So there has to be an action, a strength, you could call it that you're feeling through your wrist and forearms that allows you to retard the motion of the club head in the downswing, because it's trying to get back to the ground. The club is trying to rotate in my hands here, and we're trying to hold on to it until the point of no return, to where it's going to fly past our hand path. So in this case, we're going to still double them up. I'm going to go 8 iron in front of 7 iron, 7 iron grip up on top of 8 iron. And now I'm going to make that same backswing. In the downswing, I'm going to try and hit it lower and lead the handle longer. So it's the same kind of learning feel as if I had a single club. There's a low 8 iron, but because of what I just did with those 2 clubs, when I go to that single club, you guessed it, the effect that I have is going to be that much greater. It's going to feel like that club head is trailing and the handle's winning the race. Back to impact abundantly. There's 3 ways, 3 parts of the swing that are going to benefit by adding that second club in, increasing the weight to increase your learning effect, and you're well on your way to better golf.